The Stoics, an esteemed and ancient philosophical school, held the profound belief that true strength is not derived from conquering external adversities, but rather from mastering our inner selves. This understanding of strength, rooted in self control and emotional regulation, is remarkably relevant in our modern, fast paced world. As we navigate daily life, we often encounter individuals whose toxic behaviors can drain our emotional reserves and disrupt our mental equilibrium. Have you ever found yourself feeling utterly exhausted and frustrated after an encounter with someone whose negativity seemed to linger long after the conversation ended? Toxic individuals can have a profound impact on our mental well being, often leaving us feeling powerless and overwhelmed. But what if there were actionable strategies to help us navigate these difficult interactions with greater ease? In this video, we'll delve into 13 practical methods inspired by Stoic philosophy, each designed to empower you to confront toxic individuals with compassion, grace, and unwavering resilience. Together, we will explore how these timeless principles can serve as tools for safeguarding your emotional health in a world that often feels chaotic and demanding. I invite you to join me on this enlightening journey as we uncover these strategies and learn how to cultivate a more balanced and harmonious life. And be sure to subscribe to our channel for ongoing insights into building mental strength and resilience. By the end of this video, you will be equipped with a comprehensive toolkit filled with Stoic wisdom to effectively manage and transform your relationships with toxic individuals. So, take a moment to center yourself, breathe deeply, and let's dive into these transformative practices together. Identifying and understanding negative behaviors. Imagine yourself as a vigilant guardian at the gates of your personal fortress, a stronghold that symbolizes your inner peace and emotional well-being. In a chaotic world, this fortress is vital to protect. Your best weapon? Awareness. Like a skilled sentry, you must learn to identify toxic individuals who may attempt to breach your emotional sanctuary. The wisdom of Stoic philosopher Epictetus teaches us that it's not external events that upset us, but our interpretations of those events. Ask yourself, does someone else's negativity truly disrupt your peace? Or is it your perception that shapes your feelings? By shifting your perspective, you regain control over your emotional responses. Start your journey by familiarizing yourself with common traits of toxic individuals. Look for signs of constant negativity, harsh criticism, and manipulative behavior. These individuals thrive on creating drama, often using subtle jabs or overt hostility to undermine your confidence. Recognizing these behaviors is crucial. It empowers you to prepare for emotional challenges ahead. But remember, toxic behaviors can disguise themselves. A seemingly innocent comment might carry hidden malice, while a friendly face could mask ulterior motives. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Consider the emotional toll prolonged exposure to toxic individuals can have on your mental health. These interactions can drain your energy and lead to frustration, making you question your self-worth. By identifying toxic behaviors early, you can take action to protect your emotional well-being before negativity seeps in. This journey is about building a mental map to navigate relationships. By recognizing patterns in toxic behavior, you can anticipate their moves and respond confidently. For example, If someone consistently belittles your accomplishments, view this as a red flag rather than a personal attack. This clarity helps you maintain your self-esteem and recognize that their negativity stems from their own insecurities. Setting boundaries is essential. Clearly define what behaviors you will tolerate and communicate your limits. This isn't about aggression, it's a statement of self-respect. When you establish boundaries, you protect your peace of mind. While protecting yourself is important, approach these situations with empathy. Many toxic individuals struggle with their own issues, and understanding this can help you respond with kindness rather than anger. In summary, recognizing toxic behaviors is a vital skill in today's complex social landscape. By training yourself to identify these signs, you empower yourself to safeguard your emotional fortress. Remember, your perception shapes your emotional reality. Armed with this awareness, you can reclaim your inner peace and navigate difficult interactions confidently. As you embark on this journey of self-discovery, know that you are not alone. Surround yourself with positive influences who uplift and inspire you, creating a supportive network that shields you from negativity. Ultimately, the path to emotional resilience begins with awareness. By honing your ability to recognize toxic behaviors, you protect your well-being and cultivate a deeper understanding of human nature, turning challenges into opportunities for personal growth and self-discovery. Embrace your power to protect your fortress and thrive. Fortify your emotional fortress. Imagine the wise and powerful Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius, a ruler who navigated the complexities of life with strength and clarity. He understood the importance of maintaining inner peace amidst the chaos of the world around him. Just like him, you must defend your emotional stronghold by establishing strong boundaries. Think of these boundaries as the mighty walls around your fortress, clearly defining what behaviors you will accept and what you will not. In this journey of self-empowerment, the first step is to identify what drains your energy. Take a moment to reflect. Is it that friend who seems to revel in pessimism, always highlighting the negative in every situation? Or perhaps it's a colleague who constantly tries to manipulate outcomes to their advantage, leaving you feeling used and unappreciated. Recognizing these energy vampires is crucial for reclaiming your emotional power. Be honest with yourself about what you can no longer tolerate. This self-awareness will serve as the foundation for your boundaries. Once you've identified the behaviors that affect your well-being, it's time to establish your boundaries clearly. Picture these boundaries as the sturdy walls that protect your emotional fortress. They don't just keep out negativity, they create a safe space for positivity and growth. It's essential to communicate these boundaries effectively so that others understand your needs. Use I statements to express how specific behaviors affect you. For example, instead of saying, "You're always negative," try saying, "I feel exhausted" when our conversations revolve around negativity. This shift not only clarifies your feelings, but also minimizes room for misunderstandings. Being specific in your communication is key. Vague statements can lead to confusion and misinterpretation. By clearly articulating your feelings and needs, you provide others with the information they need to adjust their behavior. It's like drawing a map for them, showing exactly where the boundaries lie and what you're willing to accept. Remember, Enforcing boundaries isn't about punishing anyone, it's about protecting your emotional well being. Think of it as a way to preserve the sanctity of your fortress. You have the right to create a safe environment that nurtures your growth and happiness. When you set these limits, you demonstrate self respect and assertiveness, which can inspire others to do the same. Now, you might encounter resistance. Some people may not respond well to your newfound assertiveness. They might challenge your boundaries or test your limits. This is where your resolve comes into play. Stand firm and remind yourself why you established these boundaries in the first place. Your emotional health is worth defending. Consider this. When you allow toxic behaviors to seep into your life, you weaken the walls of your fortress. But when you stand your ground, you send a clear message that you value yourself and will not accept anything less than what you deserve. This newfound strength can lead to healthier relationships, as those who respect your boundaries will be drawn to your confidence and self-assuredness. As you continue to fortify your emotional fortress, take time to reflect on what you want to invite into your life. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, those who share your values and bring positivity into your world. These individuals will help reinforce your boundaries and contribute to a supportive environment where you can thrive. In conclusion, fortifying your emotional fortress is an empowering journey. By recognizing what drains your energy, establishing clear boundaries, and communicating them effectively, you create a safe haven for yourself. Remember the teachings of Marcus Aurelius. Maintaining inner peace is essential to navigating life's challenges. So, stand tall, articulate your limits, and watch as your emotional landscape transforms into a thriving sanctuary, free from negativity and filled with the positivity you deserve. Embrace this journey of self-discovery and empowerment, and let your fortress shine brightly as a testament to your strength and resilience. Toxic people, have you ever felt like you were caught in a whirlwind of emotional chaos, courtesy of a toxic individual? Picture this: a drama fisherman casting their bait of negativity and manipulation, hoping to reel you in with their emotional hooks. These people thrive on stirring up conflict, seeking to provoke reactions that fuel their insatiable appetite for drama. But fear not, there's an effective strategy to navigate this turbulent emotional sea: the gray rock method. Imagine yourself as a smooth, unyielding gray rock, a calming presence amidst the stormy waters of emotional turmoil. This technique, developed by therapist Paul Friedman, is all about transforming yourself into the least interesting person in the room, thereby deflating the drama fisherman's attempts to engage you. Instead of reacting with anger, frustration, or sadness, you become a master of calm neutrality, rendering their emotional manipulations powerless. So, how does the gray rock method work? It's simple, yet powerful. When faced with a toxic individual, the goal is to respond with a bland, unremarkable demeanor, much like a gray rock. Instead of reacting emotionally, you maintain a stoic exterior, offering little to no emotional feedback. This approach makes you less captivating to those who thrive on eliciting emotional responses, effectively causing them to lose interest in their attempts to provoke you. Imagine a scenario where a toxic colleague tries to bait you into an argument. They might throw out a sarcastic remark or a passive-aggressive comment, hoping to drag you into their emotional drama. Instead of biting the bait, you respond with nonchalance. A simple, "That's interesting," or a neutral nod can signal that their antics won't elicit the desired reaction. By doing so, you become the gray rock, rendering their attempts futile. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. This method doesn't just protect you, it also empowers you. By practicing the gray rock method, you reclaim control over your emotional landscape. You're no longer a puppet on their strings, reacting to their every poke and prod. Instead, you become the one who sets the tone of the interaction, choosing to rise above the drama. Think of it as a game of chess. The drama fisherman makes their move, trying to provoke you into responding emotionally. But with the gray rock method, you anticipate their strategy and counter with a calm, collected demeanor. You're not just playing defense, you're strategically maneuvering yourself into a position of strength. Now, let's delve into the psychological aspect of this technique. Toxic individuals often thrive on attention, positive or negative. By denying them the emotional reactions they crave, you starve their need for drama. You might be surprised at how quickly they lose interest when they realize their usual tactics aren't working. Just like a fisherman who reels in a catch only to find it's a dull rock, they'll soon abandon their attempts and swim away in search of a more entertaining quarry. Moreover, the gray rock method can be liberating. It allows you to disengage from the emotional chaos surrounding toxic people, providing you with a sense of peace and clarity. You're no longer entangled in their web of drama. Instead, you can focus on nurturing your own emotional well-being. It's like finding a serene oasis in the midst of a storm, a space where you can recharge and regain your strength. But let's be honest, adopting this method may require practice. It's not always easy to remain neutral when faced with provocation. A toxic person may escalate their behavior, throwing even bigger emotional tantrums in an effort to draw you back into the chaos. This is where your inner stoic comes into play. Remember, the goal isn't to change them or fix their behavior. It's to protect your inner peace. The more you practice responding with the gray rock method, the stronger your emotional resilience will become. In summary, when dealing with emotional manipulators, the gray rock method is your secret weapon. By becoming uninteresting to the drama fisherman, you not only protect your emotional well-being, but also take back control over how you respond to negativity. So, the next time you find yourself facing a toxic individual, channel your inner gray rock, stand firm, remain neutral, and watch as they lose interest in their attempts to provoke you. With this powerful strategy in your arsenal, you can navigate the tumultuous waters of emotional manipulation with grace and strength. Embrace the calm and let the drama fisherman's bait float away into the abyss. The unbreakable tune, mastering the art of the broken record technique. Imagine finding yourself in a conversation with a toxic individual, someone who thrives on emotional manipulation and is determined to pull you into their chaotic world. It's like being caught in a whirlwind, where every word is designed to throw you off balance and derail your thoughts. But fear not, there's a powerful strategy at your disposal that can help you regain control and maintain your composure. The broken record technique. Picture this. You're at a party and someone keeps playing the same annoying song on repeat. At first it's bearable, but soon it becomes unbearable. You want to change the tune, but the DJ is oblivious to your discomfort. This is precisely how manipulative individuals operate. They circle back to the same emotional triggers again and again, trying to ensnare you in their web of drama. Enter the broken record technique, your ultimate weapon against their relentless attempts at emotional manipulation. So, what exactly is the broken record technique? It's a simple but effective approach that involves calmly and assertively repeating your position or boundaries in response to their emotional antics. Just like a broken record that skips repeatedly, you stay focused on your key message, making it clear that you won't be swayed by their tactics. It's not about engaging in a heated argument or justifying your stance. It's about standing firm and refusing to be moved. Let's say you're dealing with a colleague who constantly undermines your contributions at work. They might say something like, "You never do anything right." Instead of getting defensive or trying to explain yourself, you respond calmly, "I believe my work has added value to the team." If they persist, just repeat, "I believe my work has added value to the team." Over and over, you maintain your stance, creating a strong barrier against their attempts to manipulate the conversation. The beauty of this technique lies in its simplicity. It's like having a shield that protects you from emotional attacks. By consistently asserting your viewpoint, you disrupt their narrative and reclaim your power. Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely taught that true freedom comes from knowing and enforcing your boundaries. The broken record technique embodies this principle by empowering you to define your limits and refuse to engage with toxic behavior. Now, you might be wondering how to execute this technique effectively. First, it's crucial to remain calm and composed. When you feel the emotional pull of manipulation, take a deep breath and ground yourself. Remember, your goal is to stay centered and not let their tactics rattle you. Embrace the power of your words. Your assertiveness will speak volumes. Next, practice your key message. Whether it's a boundary you want to enforce or a statement that reflects your values, make sure it's clear and concise. This clarity will help you stay focused and prevent you from getting sidetracked by their arguments or attempts to provoke you. But what happens when the manipulator escalates their behavior? They might become more aggressive, throwing insults or guilt trips your way. This is where the broken record technique truly shines. By sticking to your message, you create a boundary that they cannot cross. Their attempts to derail you will become increasingly ineffective as you remain unwavering in your response. Think of it as a game of emotional chess. The manipulator makes their move, trying to provoke a reaction. But with the broken record technique, you counter with your steadfast position, forcing them to rethink their strategy. Eventually, they may tire of the game, realizing that their emotional bait isn't working. Moreover, this technique not only protects you from emotional manipulation, but also fosters a sense of empowerment. By asserting your boundaries, you reclaim control over your interactions. You're no longer a passive participant in their drama. You become an active player in your own narrative. This shift in dynamics can lead to healthier relationships and more fulfilling interactions. In conclusion, the broken record technique is your secret weapon against emotional manipulators. By calmly and consistently repeating your stance, you disrupt their attempts to sway you and assert your boundaries with confidence. So, the next time you find yourself facing a toxic individual, channel your inner broken record. Stand firm, repeat your message, and watch as their manipulative tactics lose their power. Remember, you hold the key to your emotional freedom, and with this technique in your arsenal, you can navigate even the most challenging conversations with grace and strength. Let the world know that you're unbreakable, just like that persistent, unyielding tune. The art of emotional detachment. How to avoid the bait of toxicity picture. This, you're having a perfectly fine day when suddenly a toxic individual swoops in like a storm cloud, ready to rain on your parade. They unleash a barrage of negative comments, sly jabs, and petty provocations, all designed to draw you into their emotional chaos. It's a classic move from the playbook of toxic people, and the goal is simple. They want to see you react. But what if you could rise above their antics and remain unaffected? Enter the concept of not taking the bait, a powerful strategy that can transform your interactions with these emotional manipulators. Toxic individuals thrive on drama. It fuels their existence. They fish for reactions, using negativity as their bait, hoping to reel you into their murky waters of dysfunction. But here's the secret. You don't have to bite. By practicing emotional detachment, you can sail smoothly past their provocations, leaving them floundering in their own negativity. Imagine you're at a party and someone makes a snide remark about your outfit. The old you might have felt the sting of that comment, spiraling into self-doubt or anger. But the new you're armed with the Stoic principle of indifference. You recognize that their comment says more about them than it does about you. You take a deep breath, smile, and simply reply, "Thanks for your opinion," without skipping a beat. Their attempt to provoke you falls flat, and you move on, leaving them bewildered at your calmness. But how do you cultivate this stoic indifference? It starts with awareness. Recognize the patterns of toxic behavior. These individuals often employ tactics like sarcasm, guilt trips, or outright insults to trigger emotional responses. They're like skilled fishermen, casting their lines in hopes of hooking you with negativity. However, by identifying these strategies, you can prepare yourself to respond differently. When you encounter their emotional bait, instead of engaging in their drama, you choose to detach. This doesn't mean you become cold or apathetic. It means you maintain your emotional equilibrium. By refusing to engage, you dismantle their power over you. You become like a duck, calm on the surface, while underneath, you're paddling furiously to maintain your balance. Think of it as a game of tug of war. The toxic person pulls with all their might, trying to drag you into their emotional struggle. But instead of pulling back, you let go of the rope. They're left holding nothing but their own frustration. This act of emotional detachment is liberating. It frees you from the weight of their negativity and allows you to focus on the things that truly matter in your life. Now, you might be wondering if this method truly works. The answer is a resounding yes. When you stop taking the bait, you disrupt their cycles of manipulation. Toxic individuals often thrive on the drama they create. When they realize their tactics no longer elicit a reaction, they may lose interest in engaging with you altogether. It's like watching a magician perform tricks. Once you know how the illusion works, the magic vanishes. Of course, this isn't to say that you should ignore your feelings or suppress your emotions. It's natural to feel hurt or frustrated when faced with negativity. Instead, the key is to Acknowledge those feelings without letting them control your response. Feel the sting, but don't let it dictate your actions. Practice mindfulness, allowing yourself to sit with those emotions for a moment before choosing how to respond. In moments of confrontation, use phrases that assert your boundaries without escalating the situation. Try saying things like, I hear you, but I'm choosing to focus on positivity today. Or, I appreciate your input, but I'm not going to engage in negativity. This way, you validate their presence without getting sucked into their emotional vortex. The beauty of not taking the bait is that it creates space for healthier interactions. By establishing emotional boundaries, you invite more positive energy into your life. You'll find that you're not only protecting your emotional well being, but also setting an example for others. Your calm demeanor can inspire those around you to adopt a similar approach, creating a ripple effect of positivity. In conclusion, the next time a toxic individual tries to provoke you, remember, don't take the bait. Practice the art of emotional detachment, recognize their manipulative tactics, and refuse to engage in their drama. By doing so, you'll diminish their power over you and reclaim your peace of mind. Embrace the strength that comes from rising above negativity and watch as your life transforms into a realm of calm and clarity. You have the power to navigate toxic waters with grace, so set your course and sail on, the silent shield, mastering the art of non-reaction. Have you ever found yourself under verbal attack, with someone hurling insults or negativity your way? It can feel like being caught in a storm where every word seeks to knock you off balance. But what if I told you that silence could become your most powerful weapon in these situations? Enter the art of non-reaction, a technique that allows you to maintain your composure and take back control in the face of toxicity. Imagine being at a gathering where a colleague decides to take a jab at your recent project. Instead of engaging in a heated debate, you choose to remain silent. At first glance, this may seem passive, but in reality, you're wielding a silent shield that disrupts their expectations and undermines their power. Verbal attackers thrive on your reactions. They feed off your emotions. By refusing to respond, you regain your strength and leave them puzzled. So, how can you master the art of non-reaction? It starts with awareness. Recognize that toxic remarks often reflect the insecurities and frustrations of the person delivering them. When you realize this, their insults begin to lose their sting. Imagine their words as background noise, present but not impactful. Next, cultivate your inner calm. When faced with negativity, take a deep breath and ground yourself in the moment. Silence isn't about shutting down. It's about maintaining your emotional equilibrium. Picture yourself as a tranquil lake, undisturbed by the chaos around you. The more you practice mindfulness, the easier it becomes to stay cool when the verbal storms hit. The real power of silence lies in its ability to disrupt the toxic person's rhythm. They expect you to engage, defend yourself, or retaliate. By choosing silence, you flip the script, making their words ineffective. It's like playing chess. Instead of reacting impulsively, you hold your ground, forcing them to rethink their strategy. Adopting non-reaction also sets a powerful example for those around you. People notice when you choose peace over chaos, potentially inspiring them to follow suit. This creates a ripple effect of tranquility in a world filled with noise. Let's consider some practical strategies for implementing non-reaction in your life. 1. Pause. Before responding, take a moment to collect your thoughts before reacting. This pause allows for a more mindful response. 2. Use nonverbal cues. Stand tall, maintain eye contact, and project confidence even in silence. Your body language speaks volumes. 3. Practice mindfulness. Engage in meditation or deep breathing to strengthen your ability to remain calm under pressure. Focus on your breathing. Redirect your attention to your breath when faced with negativity. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, and center yourself. 5. Redirect the conversation. If silence feels uncomfortable, subtly change the subject or ask a neutral question to regain control. As you master the art of non-reaction, you'll notice a shift in your interactions. Toxic individuals may become frustrated when their attempts to provoke you fall flat, leading them to seek easier targets. You'll create an emotional fortress around yourself, where negativity cannot penetrate. In conclusion, the art of non-reaction is an invaluable tool in your emotional toolkit. By choosing silence in the face of verbal attacks, you disrupt toxic expectations and assert your self-control. Remember, true strength lies in remaining calm amidst chaos. So, the next time you face a verbal onslaught, channel your inner silent warrior and let the power of non-reaction be your shield. Your silence isn't just a response, it's a declaration of your unwavering strength. Embrace the tranquility within and watch as the storms of negativity pass you by, leaving you more resilient than ever. Shielding your spirit, the power of limiting exposure to toxicity. Imagine you're walking through a beautiful garden, surrounded by vibrant flowers and soothing scents. But wait, there's a patch of toxic weeds threatening to invade this serene space. Toxic individuals can be just like those pesky weeds, choking out the beauty in your life with their negativity and harmful behavior. While you can't control their actions, you've got the power to manage your interactions with them. Enter the strategy of limiting exposure, a key step towards safeguarding your emotional health. Let's face it, we all encounter toxic people at some point, whether it's a coworker who thrives on drama or a friend who constantly brings negativity. These individuals can drain your energy faster than a leaky bucket. But here's the good news. You don't have to let them take up residence in your mind or heart. By consciously limiting your exposure to their toxicity, you can reclaim your peace of mind and protect your emotional well-being. So, how do you go about this? First, start by assessing your relationships. Take a moment to identify the individuals in your life who consistently bring negativity or drama. Are there certain people who leave you feeling anxious, drained, or frustrated? These are your toxic weeds, those who don't deserve a prominent place in your garden. Once you've identified these toxic influences, it's time to take action. The first step is to reduce the time you spend with them. This doesn't mean you have to cut them out entirely, although sometimes that's necessary. But it does mean being intentional about your interactions. If you know that a particular person tends to trigger stress or negativity, limit your exposure to them. It's like setting boundaries in a garden. You wouldn't let weeds grow unchecked. You'd pull them out, or at least keep them at bay. If complete avoidance isn't possible, perhaps they're a coworker you can't escape. Consider creating emotional distance. This is where your observational skills come into play. Instead of getting sucked into their drama, take a step back and observe their behavior without engaging. Picture yourself as a wise gardener, watching the weeds from a safe distance, noting their patterns without letting them invade your mental space. When you adopt this detached perspective, you'll begin to notice that their toxicity is more about them than it is about you. By stepping back, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster they often create. You can acknowledge their behavior without letting it affect your mood or mindset. It's like watching a reality TV show. You can enjoy the drama from the comfort of your couch without having to participate in the chaos. Additionally, setting clear boundaries can help you manage your interactions with toxic individuals. Communicate your limits assertively and kindly. If a coworker constantly interrupts you or undermines your work, let them know that you need space to focus. By clearly stating what behavior is unacceptable, you empower yourself to maintain your emotional health. Think of it as cultivating a garden filled with beautiful blooms. You want to create a space that nourishes your spirit and allows you to thrive. By limiting exposure to toxic individuals, you make room for positivity and growth. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, who nourish your emotional well-being rather than deplete it. Consider also fostering connections with those who share your values and support your aspirations. When you prioritize relationships that uplift you, you build a fortress of positivity around yourself. This community of supportive individuals acts as a shield against the toxicity that may surround you, creating an environment that fosters your growth and well-being. In conclusion, while you may not be able to control the behavior of toxic individuals, you have the power to control your interactions with them, reducing the time spent in their presence and creating emotional distance protects your mental health. By observing their behavior without getting involved, you can maintain your peace of mind and reclaim your emotional garden. So, take charge of your interactions, set clear boundaries, and cultivate relationships that nourish your spirit. Remember, you are the gardener of your emotional landscape. Choose wisely and watch your garden flourish. The power of your tribe, crafting a support system for emotional resilience. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, the waves crashing against the shore, each one more powerful than the last. In this tumultuous sea, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and lost. But what if you had a sturdy vessel to navigate those waves? Enter the concept of a support system, a powerful network of individuals who uplift, encourage, and reinforce your emotional well-being. Building this tribe isn't just a nice idea. It's a critical strategy for thriving in a world filled with challenges. Let's face it, life can sometimes feel like a relentless roller coaster ride, with ups and downs that leave you dizzy and disoriented. During those times, the last thing you need is to be surrounded by negativity or doubt. Instead, you need people who genuinely care about you and share your values, those who will cheer you on when you're succeeding and support you when you're facing obstacles. Think of them as your emotional life rafts, ready to keep you afloat when the waters get rough. So, how do you go about building this robust support system? First, take some time to reflect on the people in your life. Who are the individuals who inspire you, lift your spirits, and instill a sense of confidence? These are the people who should be at the forefront of your support network, whether they are friends, family members, colleagues, or mentors. Identifying those who resonate with your values is the first step in creating a strong foundation. Once you've identified your potential support squad, it's time to cultivate those relationships. This doesn't mean simply waiting for them to reach out. It involves actively nurturing these connections. Schedule regular catch-ups, whether in person or virtually, to share experiences, goals, and challenges. Make it a point to check in on them as well. A support system is a two-way street. The more you invest in these relationships, the stronger they will become. But what if you find that your current circle is filled with negativity or individuals who drain your energy? It might be time to reassess and make some changes. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift you is essential for maintaining emotional resilience. Just as a garden flourishes with the right nutrients, your emotional health thrives in a positive environment. Seek out individuals who inspire you, challenge you to grow, and support your dreams. You might find these connections in clubs, classes, volunteer organizations, or online communities where like-minded individuals gather. Now let's talk about the magic that happens when you have a solid support system in place. This network acts as a powerful buffer against negativity. When life throws challenges your way, your support squad is there to remind you of your worth and provide encouragement. They celebrate your victories, no matter how small, and offer a listening ear when you need to vent. Imagine having a cheerleading squad ready to rally behind you, boosting your confidence and helping you navigate life's hurdles. Moreover, a strong support system helps you gain perspective during tough times. When you're feeling down or overwhelmed, it can be easy to spiral into negative thinking. But with trusted friends by your side, you have a sounding board to help you process your feelings and reframe your thoughts. They can provide valuable insights, helping you see things from a different angle and reminding you that you're not alone in your struggles. Consider also the power of shared experiences. Being part of a support network means you can learn from one another's journeys, whether it's exchanging advice, sharing resources, or simply providing emotional validation. Your tribe becomes a treasure trove of wisdom. Each member brings unique experiences and insights to the table, enriching your life in ways you may not have anticipated. In conclusion, building a strong support system is essential for fostering emotional well-being in an often unpredictable world. Surround yourself with individuals who share your values and can uplift you during challenging times. By actively nurturing these relationships and seeking out like-minded souls, you create a powerful network that acts as a buffer against negativity. Remember, your tribe is your anchor in the storm, reminding you of your worth and helping you navigate life's tumultuous waters. So, gather your emotional life rafts, strengthen your connections, and watch as your support system empowers you to thrive. You have the power to cultivate a tribe that uplifts you, and together, you can weather any storm that comes your way. The self-care sanctuary, recharging your spirit in a toxic world. In a world filled with negativity and toxic individuals, it's easy to feel emotionally drained and overwhelmed. Whether it's a demanding coworker, a critical friend, or a family member who thrives on chaos, these interactions can take a toll on your well-being. That's why prioritizing self-care isn't just a luxury, It's a necessity. It's time to turn your focus inward and create a sanctuary for your emotional health. Think of your emotional well-being as a battery that gets depleted with every engagement with toxic people. To maintain your energy, you need to recharge regularly. This is where self-care comes into play. It's not just about bubble baths and pampering. It's about nurturing your mind, body, and spirit through activities that resonate with you. Here are some impactful self-care strategies to help you replenish your reserves. 1. Get moving. Exercise is a powerful mood booster. Whether you enjoy a brisk walk, an invigorating workout, or calming yoga, moving your body helps release tension and elevate your spirits. Those endorphins are nature's way of cheering you on. 2. Engage in hobbies. Rediscover the activities that bring you joy. Whether it's painting, gardening, or playing an instrument, immersing yourself in hobbies allows you to express creativity and escape negativity. Dedicate time each week to indulge in your passions. 3. Meditation and mindfulness. Finding moments of stillness can be transformative. Practicing meditation or mindfulness helps you reconnect with your inner self, fostering peace and clarity. Even a few minutes of deep breathing can ground you in the present. 4. Nature therapy. Spend time outdoors to rejuvenate your spirit. A stroll in the park or a hike in the woods can work wonders for your mood. Nature is a powerful antidote to daily stresses, so make it a priority to connect with it regularly. 5. Digital detox. Constant notifications can be overwhelming. Schedule regular digital detoxes to unplug and focus on the present. Use this time to read, connect with loved ones face to face, or simply enjoy some quiet reflection. 6. Cultivate gratitude. Practicing gratitude can shift your perspective. Keep a gratitude journal to jot down things you're thankful for each day. This simple practice reminds you of the positives in your life, even when challenges arise. 7. Seek support. Self-care doesn't have to be solitary. Reach out to friends, family, or a therapist to share your experiences and feelings. Talking to someone who understands can be incredibly healing. By prioritizing self-care, you're not just recharging your energy, you're building resilience against negativity. Nurturing your emotional well-being creates a protective shield, allowing you to engage with the world from a place of strength. In conclusion, in a landscape filled with toxic interactions, prioritizing self-care is essential for your emotional health. Schedule regular activities that replenish your spirit, whether through exercise, hobbies, or moments of meditation. By creating a self-care sanctuary in your life, you'll be better equipped to face challenges with renewed vigor and positivity. Remember, your well-being is worth the effort, so embrace self-care and let the healing begin. The mirror effect. Understanding that toxic behavior isn't about you. Imagine walking into a room radiating positivity only to be met by a toxic individual whose negativity feels like a dark cloud looming overhead. They unleash their insecurities, attempting to drag you down. But here's the truth. Their behavior has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. It's time to embrace the powerful perspective that their toxicity reflects their struggles, not your worth. Think of it this way. When toxic individuals lash out, they're projecting their inner turmoil onto you, showcasing their insecurities rather than defining your value. Recognizing this is key to protecting your self-esteem against their emotional attacks. So, How can you cultivate this understanding? Enter Stoic detachment, a powerful tool that helps you step back and observe without getting entangled in their drama. Stoicism teaches that while you can't control others' actions, you can control your reactions. By applying this detachment, you can view their negativity as mere expressions of their pain, allowing you to maintain your emotional equilibrium. When you recognize that their behavior stems from their unresolved issues, like anxiety or low self-esteem, you can separate their actions from your self-worth. Toxic individuals often lash out to deflect attention from their shortcomings, feeling threatened by your confidence or success. They're not attacking you, they're struggling with their own demons. Here are some practical strategies to embody this perspective. 1. Pause and reflect. When confronted with negativity, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself what might be driving their behavior. This shift in focus can soften the emotional impact of their words. 2. Practice compassion. Understand that toxic individuals are battling their insecurities. Cultivating compassion allows you to respond with empathy rather than anger, helping you maintain emotional distance. 3. Reframe the narrative. Instead of internalizing their criticisms, remind yourself that their negativity reflects their issues, not your worth. This mental shift can empower you and reinforce your self-esteem. 4. Set boundaries. Establish clear boundaries with toxic individuals. Protect your emotional well-being by communicating your limits assertively. 5. Surround yourself with positivity. Seek out supportive individuals who uplift and inspire you. Building a network of positive influences creates a buffer against toxic energy. 6. Engage in self-care. Prioritize activities that nourish your spirit and reinforce your sense of self-worth. Whether it's hobbies, mindfulness, or time with loved ones, self-care is essential for emotional resilience. In conclusion, when faced with toxic individuals, remember, it's not about you, it's about them. Their behavior reflects their inner struggles, not your worth. By practicing Stoic detachment and recognizing the mirror effect of their projections, you can protect your emotional health and reclaim your sense of self. Embrace this empowering perspective and navigate toxic interactions with grace. You are worthy and deserving of a life free from the burden of others' insecurities. Let their negativity roll off you and step confidently into your own light. The Savior Complex. Why you shouldn't try to fix toxic people. Picture this. You're standing at the edge of a swirling vortex of drama, chaos, and negativity, all created by a toxic individual in your life. You feel that familiar tug within you, the urge to jump in, wielding your cape like a superhero, ready to save the day. But wait, before you leap into the fray, let's pause for a moment. The truth is, while the desire to help and fix others can be strong, it's crucial to recognize that the responsibility for change lies solely with them, not you. Let's face it, toxic people often thrive on chaos, drawing you into their whirlpool of dysfunction. They may be friends, family members, or colleagues who continually engage in unhealthy behaviors that leave you feeling frustrated, drained, or even guilty. You might find yourself thinking, if only I could help them see the light. But here's the hard truth. No matter how much you care, their transformation is not within your control. Instead of donning your superhero cape, it's time to shift your focus back to yourself. The first step is to recognize that it's not your job to fix anyone. You may feel a surge of empathy or a strong sense of obligation to help them, but attempting to change another person often leads to disappointment and emotional exhaustion. It's like trying to water a cactus. No matter how much you care, it simply won't thrive in the conditions you provide. So, what does it mean to stop trying to fix them? It starts with acknowledging your own reactions and boundaries, rather than pouring your energy into changing someone else. Channel that energy toward understanding how their behavior impacts you. Ask yourself, how do I feel when I'm around this person? What boundaries do I need to set to protect my emotional health? By prioritizing your own well-being, you create a healthier dynamic. When you stop trying to fix toxic individuals, you free yourself from the emotional burden of their struggles. Instead, focus on nurturing your own growth and happiness. Engage in activities that uplift you, surround yourself with supportive people, and invest in your own self-care. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to fill your own reservoir first. Additionally, it's essential to recognize the limitations of your influence. No matter how much love, support, or advice you offer, the decision to change ultimately lies with the other person. They must be willing to confront their issues and take responsibility for their actions. If they're not ready to change, your efforts will likely fall on deaf ears, leading to frustration and resentment on your part. Instead of trying to be their savior, adopt the mindset of an observer. Observe their behavior without judgment, acknowledging that their choices are theirs alone. This shift in perspective allows you to detach emotionally, reducing the impact their toxicity has on your own mental well-being. By recognizing that their struggles are not your responsibility, you can maintain your peace and clarity. If you find it challenging to distance yourself from a toxic individual, consider setting firm boundaries. Communicate your limits clearly and assertively, and don't hesitate to distance yourself if necessary. This doesn't mean you don't care. It simply means you're prioritizing your own mental health over the chaos they bring into your life. Remember that change is a personal journey, and each individual must walk their own path. By relinquishing the need to fix others, you empower both yourself and them. Allow them to take ownership of their choices and experiences while you focus on your own growth and happiness. In conclusion, while the urge to fix toxic individuals can be strong, it's essential to recognize that their transformation is not your responsibility. Instead of jumping into the chaos, refocus your energy on your own reactions, boundaries, and well-being. Let go of the savior complex and embrace the freedom that comes with understanding that you cannot change anyone but yourself. By nurturing your own growth and happiness, you create a healthier environment for yourself, allowing you to thrive amidst the challenges of toxic relationships. Remember, you are not their savior. You are your own champion, and that's where your power truly lies. The Great Escape, mastering the art of walking away from toxic relationships. Imagine you're stuck in a never-ending loop of negativity, where every encounter leaves you feeling drained, anxious, and questioning your self-worth. The bright colors of your life have faded to gray, and the once joyful moments now feel overshadowed by the weight of a toxic relationship. It's a familiar scenario for many. And while it's easy to get caught up in the chaos, knowing when to walk away is essential for preserving your mental health. Understanding the importance of recognizing when to exit a toxic dynamic can be a game changer. Walking away isn't a sign of weakness. Rather, it's a powerful act of self preservation. It's about prioritizing your well being and making a bold statement that your inner peace is non negotiable. But how do you know when it's time to take that leap? Let's dive into the signs and strategies that will help you master the art of walking away. First and foremost, it's vital to acknowledge that not all relationships are meant to last. While some connections can be nurturing and fulfilling, others can drag you down into a dark abyss of negativity. Recognizing the difference is key. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with someone. Do you often leave conversations feeling drained, anxious, or upset? If so, it's a strong indication that this relationship may be toxic. Another significant red flag is when you find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, unsure of how the other person will react. If you feel the need to censor your thoughts and emotions to avoid conflict, it's time to reassess the situation. Healthy relationships should foster open communication and mutual respect, not fear or anxiety. Let's not forget about the emotional roller coaster that often accompanies toxic relationships. One moment, you might feel elated, receiving praise or affection, only to be followed by criticism or neglect. This push and pull dynamic can leave you feeling emotionally exhausted and questioning your own reality. If you find yourself frequently feeling confused or uncertain about the relationship, it's a clear signal that something is amiss. Now, let's talk about the power of prioritizing your mental health. Walking away from a toxic relationship can feel daunting, but it's an act of empowerment. Imagine treating yourself like the precious gem you are. By choosing to step back, you're reclaiming your time, energy, and emotional well-being. It's a bold declaration that you deserve better, and it opens up space for healthier, more fulfilling connections in your life. One common misconception about walking away is that it signifies failure or weakness. On the contrary, it takes immense strength to recognize when something is no longer serving you and to take action. Embracing this perspective shift can be incredibly liberating. Instead of viewing your decision to leave as an end, see it as a new beginning, one filled with opportunities for growth, healing, and self-discovery. So, how do you navigate the process of walking away? Start by establishing clear boundaries. Communicate your needs assertively, and don't be afraid to express the impact the relationship has on your mental health. If the other person is unwilling to respect those boundaries, it's a strong indicator that it may be time to cut ties. Remember, you have every right to protect your emotional well-being. Additionally, surround yourself with a supportive network of friends and family who uplift you. Lean on them during this transition, as they can provide encouragement and perspective. Having a solid support system can make all the difference as you navigate the complexities of leaving a toxic relationship. Finally, give yourself grace during this process. Walking away can be emotionally challenging, and it's normal to experience a whirlwind of feelings: relief, guilt, sadness, and even fear. Allow yourself to process these emotions without judgment. Remember, you're making a choice that aligns with your values and well-being. In conclusion, knowing when to walk away from a toxic relationship is crucial for your mental health and overall happiness. Prioritize your well-being and recognize that taking a step back is not a sign of weakness, but a powerful act of self-preservation. By embracing the strength it takes to leave unhealthy dynamics behind, you open the door to new possibilities and healthier connections. Trust yourself, lean into your inner strength, and remember, your peace of mind is worth fighting for. So, take that leap and watch as a brighter, more fulfilling chapter of your life unfolds. The freedom of forgiveness, lightening your load and liberating your heart. Imagine walking through life with an anchor tied to your ankle, dragging behind you the heavy burden of resentment and guilt. Each step feels laborious, each moment overshadowed by the weight of past mistakes. You replay the same scenarios in your mind, festering wounds that prevent you from moving forward. But what if I told you that the key to shedding that weight lies in the powerful act of self-forgiveness? It's time to discover the transformative freedom that comes from forgiving yourself and how embracing this journey can lighten your heart. Forgiveness isn't just a simple, "I'm sorry," or a wave of a magic wand. It's a profound process that allows you to release negative feelings, not for the sake of others, but for your own well-being. When you carry resentment, you're essentially holding on to a piece of the past that no longer serves you. It's like lugging around a backpack filled with rocks. The longer you carry it, the heavier it becomes. Stoic forgiveness teaches us that to move forward in life, we must first let go of these burdens and reclaim our emotional freedom. So, how do you embark on this journey of self-forgiveness? The first step is to acknowledge your feelings. Denying your emotions or brushing them under the rug will only prolong your suffering. Instead, allow yourself to feel the full spectrum of your emotions: guilt, sadness, anger, or regret. These feelings are valid and deserve to be recognized. By facing them head on, you begin to understand the roots of your pain and the impact it has on your life. Next, practice self-compassion. Imagine treating yourself with the same kindness and empathy you would offer a dear friend who is struggling. Instead of engaging in harsh self-criticism, remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes. It's an intrinsic part of being human. Embrace the idea that you are worthy of love and understanding, regardless of your past choices. Self-compassion allows you to create a nurturing inner dialogue that fosters healing and growth. Now, let's explore the concept of forgiveness as a gift you give yourself. When you forgive, you're not condoning the actions that hurt you or erasing the past. Rather, you're freeing yourself from the chains of bitterness that hold you back. Imagine standing in a beautiful garden, the sun shining and the air fresh, ready to enjoy the moment. But wait, there's a heavy backpack filled with stones on your back. Now picture yourself setting that backpack down, feeling an instant rush of relief. That's what forgiveness can do for your soul. It allows you to step into the present with a lighter heart, ready to embrace life's possibilities. Forgiveness is also about understanding that holding on to grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. The only person you're truly harming is yourself. By releasing resentment, you are reclaiming your power and taking control of your emotional landscape. You become the architect of your own happiness rather than a prisoner of your past. As you navigate the journey of self-forgiveness, remember that it's not a linear process. There will be ups and downs, moments of clarity followed by setbacks. Allow yourself the grace to stumble along the way. Healing takes time, and it's essential to be patient with yourself. Each step you take towards forgiveness is a step towards liberation. Incorporate rituals or practices into your life that support your path to forgiveness. This could include journaling your feelings, engaging in meditation or mindfulness exercises, or even seeking the guidance of a therapist. These practices can help you process your emotions and reinforce your commitment to self forgiveness. In conclusion, releasing resentment through self forgiveness is a vital journey towards emotional freedom and healing. By acknowledging your feelings, practicing self compassion, and understanding that forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, you can lighten your heart and embrace life with renewed vigor. Remember, you don't have to carry the weight of the past into your future. You have the power to let go, to forgive, and to step into a brighter, more fulfilling chapter of your life. So take that step, unburden yourself, and watch as your spirit soars. The freedom of forgiveness awaits you. Embrace it wholeheartedly and watch your world transform. Thank you for watching. We appreciate your time and engagement. We hope you found the insights and strategies valuable in navigating toxic relationships and enhancing your emotional resilience. Remember, prioritizing your well-being is essential, and you have the power to create a positive and fulfilling life. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and wisdom on cultivating a healthier mindset. Until next time, take care and stay strong.